It's the last analog Lamborghini.
This is not a little thing. This took my entire lifetime to be able to realize. I think I'll come away with something new, a new perspective. It's a beautiful German sunset. And here's Alex! And we're going to go on a road trip through Germany and down to Bavaria. What's up, people? So I am not at home. I'm a long way away, and I am on a Casey Putsch spirit quest. I'm also being a little quiet because I'm walking around a very old, very beautiful monastery in Germany. And I'm here for a number of reasons. The more utilitarian reason is I bought a car. And the exciting part is it's a car I've dreamt up for a long time. And I'll get to the point. It happens to be a gated manual Murcielago, which is fantastic because it's got a big V12 engine that sings a musical song. But I get to be here in Germany, and that means something to me because my last name is very German. Now, I've only ever gotten to spend a very small amount of time here, a long time ago, and I hope to move here for a while, a long time ago, to race, which didn't get to happen. But my last name originally came from down south, Bavarian, Swiss German, and it means thrust or blow. And then by the 20th century, the 1900s, the word was starting to be used with relating to political upheaval. And as you can imagine, all the changes politically and government-wise in Germany in the 1930s, yeah, you know where that's going. The word, which is my last name, got to use for overthrowing the government. So if you guys type in my last name into Google Images, you'll see what the word was utilized to describe. And then eventually, if you scroll down far enough, you find me. So my last name has nothing to do with those people whom we don't much care for from back then. But it is very rare. In fact, there's about as many or less people with my last name in the world than there are gated manual Murcielagos. So we're going to go on a trip. We're going to go check out the car here shortly. I got a little bit of work to do because the nice man whom I bought it from, I've befriended, and we're going to go on a road trip through Germany and down to Bavaria. And I'm not going to spoil the surprises for you yet, but I think it's going to be very, very exciting. And I've got these kooky Ray-Bans on, which is the Mark Zuckerberg spying devices with Facebook. But the really cool thing about this is I can record first-person perspective. So what's the very wonderful thing about having a Lamborghini in Germany? Well, naturally, that would be driving it on the autobahn. And the autobahn still has many, many, many miles and kilometers, but no speed limit. So I guess I'm going to go on a Casey Putsch spirit quest. It might as well be the closest thing to maybe where my DNA originated from, and the things that I love the most, which happens to be history and culture, architecture, nature, driving very fast in a very artistic car. And maybe we'll learn something together. Now, I say spirit quest or vision quest, which relates to Native American culture, where somebody must go off and have a vision to know what they were supposed to do. So for me, this is my own thing. And frankly, I think I need this right now because I got burned out. And YouTube's a funny, weird thing. So I don't know how I'm going to end up feeling. But I think I'll know. I think I'll come away with something new, a new perspective. And at the very least, hopefully I keep the car in one piece and it gets to be flown back to the United States here soon to have a lot of fun. But I can already tell I'm going to have to come back to Germany a lot. Okay, I'm going to go find this river. I think it's going to be beautiful. Okay, before we work on the car, I'm really tired because I thought it'd be smart to get up early in the morning in the United States because my flight was at 4 p.m. and then it's like 8 hours and some odd minutes. And then I get up and then it's like the butt crack of dawn in Germany. So I've been up for a while. So I've got, yes, anywhere from 5 to 15 minutes to catch up on sleep. Okay, I got this. We'll work on the car shortly. Oh, yes, I am awake. And by awake, I mean, I think I had a coffee. So I'm on like 45 minutes of sleep in a long time, but I'm awake. And we are at Alex's place where my Murcielago is. There's an Aventador and a Phantom are rolling around. It's a beautiful German sunset. And here's Alex.
Hi, nice to meet you.
He's a fun guy, and I'm excited to be here. And thank you so much for helping arrange this trip for us.
You're welcome. I'm also excited.
Definitely.
Yeah,
well,
definitely.
We're going to go on an adventure, but tonight and today is the first time I got to see the car, so shall we go see it?
Yeah.
And
sure.
He's got a cool gated Gallardo here, but boom, here it is. Yes. So there it is, you guys. Like, I don't have the words. I've been dreaming of a Murcielago for a very long time. And
for a good reason, I would say.
For good reason.
For good reason.
It's the last of like the hand-built steel tube frame supercars that are analog and stick shift.
I would say the biggest thing about it is that it's the last analog Lamborghini.
Yeah.
And that is reasonable enough to buy a car like that, and the fun you have with it.
Oh, definitely. Well, and you can tell that Alex obviously really believes it and loves it because he has an essentially identical car over there. So, no, and that's it. And the thing for me that made me want and love this car the most is it's the last of the manual transmission stick shift Lamborghinis, V12 mid-engine. But that engine makes the most glorious music of, I think, any engine. I think the Murcielago engine is the most beautiful sounding engine there is.
Exactly, but we are here a little bit of cheating because of the exhaust system from
Capristo, yeah. And let's look over the car here real quick. So it does have an interesting wing. It has some of the later taillights on it. A Capristo exhaust. Now, what we're doing right now, I'll show you guys here. So, someone long ago, did they do this in the United States or in Czech Republic? Let's see, can you guys see it? They put on these big, ghastly Miami Beach wheels, which were okay. They got the ratio right, but they're a little taller, they're heavier, and frankly, they make the car slower. So that's got to go. So Alex was kind enough. He had a set of original Speedline Corsa wheels, which are correct for us. Little older tires, but they're good for our trip. So he's nicely lending me and letting me drive on those. So we got to do the front, but the car is so low. We're charging the battery now, so we can. The car will raise itself up, and I can put the jack under. And then I ended up buying actually these wheels, which are original wheels, identical to what is now on the back, and these fronts here, but they were painted to give it that look at the time.
Yeah, I would say so.
So that'll be cool. So you're working on yours, and you've got some other neat things around here. We'll have to maybe take a peek at, but we have to go over and look at one thing before we look at the rest of the Mercy, you guys. So look. An old love of mine, always will be a love, but this is Alex's white on white on white on white Countach.
Yeah, I think they call it the triple white.
Yeah.
And some guys say it's factory but I don't care if it's factory or not. The wheels.
Yeah, it has the white wheels.
Are also white.
Yeah.
So I feel like driving the car like being Don Johnson.
Yeah, indeed.
After 30 years, yeah.
Well, it's beautiful. It's that is very 1980s. But let's go around. I want to show you guys real quick, and then we'll go back to the Mercy. The engine. Of course, this is the one with the downdraft Weber carburetors, the most horsepower iteration. It's a very beautiful car. But it makes me remember when I had my Countach, and I still love this. And maybe someday I'll have one again. I don't know if I'll ever be in the position, but I appreciate the Murcielago so much more now because it's essentially the lineage or the evolution from.
I would say it's the better car.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, and the way it's constructed, the evolution from the Countach to the Murcielago, it's still steel tubular frame. It's still handmade that same way. So it's the end of the evolution.
Especially the first ones.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to the build quality, I would say the Murcielago is a very good car. but not that perfect as the later ones. As for example the 640, there's a big difference in terms of build quality.
Yeah.
I would say.
Well, it was
we don't
early.
care about because they are Lamborghinis, and we don't expect good quality.
Yeah. Well, it's nicer than the junk I normally drive around. The Vipers are cool, but they make this look like a Rolls Royce. Look at that, you guys. Isn't that something? It's funny for me, and Alex, maybe you can relate to this. They weren't appreciated enough when they were new. We were talking about that.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Because of maybe it wasn't that kind of optical boom when it came out.
Yeah. It wasn't as crazy looking.
When you
as
compare it to
Countach
the Diablo, especially to the later ones like the GT maybe. And technically it wasn't that far away from the 6.0. It was only kind of 6.0 but way better.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that you can say it like that.
Well, and for me, I didn't care about the fashion of them at the time. I loved all the Lamborghinis, and for me now, looking back, this was the end of the era of the tube frame handmade cars with the analog and stick shift, and they're very drivable. So for me, it was my ideal car.
It's for me too. So you shouldn't say more about it. I would say.
All right, well, let's take a pic. We got the plates on it, especially for my trip. They're valid for the next few days. We're going to head down south and to the east, down to Bavaria, close to the Austrian border, and some fun surprises there. Hopefully everything goes well. Like, I'm very excited, and we do have the autobahn, but I still need to be responsible because I don't make money for wrecking cars, and even if I did, I wouldn't do that because I'm not a douchebag. Like, this is not a little thing. This took my entire lifetime to be able to realize, and it was only possible because Alex was so kind, and Alex is the person who Ed bought his from recently, from Ben Mickey, and so I had a comfort level there, and everything worked out just barely for me to be able to do it. So. It means a lot to me, the car, of course, and working to do that, but also Alex being so kind that we get to make friends and go on a really cool trip around Germany. Yeah,
I'm excited about it.
It was that was a dream of mine.
Always. Do you think it's worth it?
Which part?
The car. Is it worth to work a lifetime for
Yeah.
it?
Well, if you're a car person, if you're a car guy, to me it is. And it's funny because obviously I do YouTube for cars. And it makes me feel a little conflicted because I want to share with you guys the experience and the love and hopefully inspire you to build to your dreams. But I don't care if anybody else likes the car. I only care if I like the car.
That's the only thing which matters.
Yeah, and I don't ever care about cruising around South Beach, Miami or something like that.
And that is fun, I would say.
Yeah.
Maybe you will not leave Germany after we drove on the German highway.
I was thinking about that, like partially because I'm sleep deprived in the last day or so, but also I've been thinking to myself, am I dreaming that I'm doing this? Because it is a dream, you know. This was a dream of mine, and maybe the only tiny bit of wisdom I have about that is, you guys. So when I look back and I think about everything that I ever did that was really cool, or a dream, or maybe a bucket list thing, all of them were at least a little bit scary, you know? And if you don't use your brain and work hard to put yourself in the right position to do it, and you don't have the balls to make the decision and go for it, then you won't have dreams. We had that
conversation earlier that day about taking risk, about doing what not everybody is doing to reach out for your goals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's no other way.
Yeah. So we just have to have a real nice few days and be nice to the car and don't hurt it, and so I can be loaded on an airplane, get back to the United States also. But I'm also really honored that I get to be part of the journey with it and drive it here in Europe and on the German autobahn before going back to the United States.
Yeah, I think other people pay money to pick up their new Porsche at the factory.
Yeah.
They pay money for it to pick it up, that they don't have costs.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I don't think any car companies still make a car as cool as a manual transmission Murcielago. Of course, I say that, but they're newer and they have warranties and maybe don't break.
Of course, we have to keep in mind
nice.
that we wanna push the prices up a little bit, or to
Do you know
good
what?
about it.
Well, yes, but even if it wasn't worth anything, I don't care because this is the car I always wanted.
The fun you have with it and what you get for the money is, I would say, it's incredible. There is no other car.
No, there isn't. So I should open up, you guys. It's actually cool. So the scissor doors, which people get really excited about because they go up, they actually open and shut very, very nicely. It's rather satisfying. But here's the interior. If you take a look. The seats I love because they're bolstered perfectly. I mean, I've had racing seats that don't fit as well, and you sit in it. And when I sat in it earlier today, you guys, for the first time, honestly, I feel like I was in a missile, or an absurdly fast fighter jet from the Cold War.
You mean driving a Murcielago?
Yeah, just sitting in it. It immediately talks to you.
It's a driving experience. I think you are not getting from a Carrera GT even, or any Ferrari out of the days.
No,
definitely not.
No, you're not. It's much different.
Because I bought my Murcielago because I think you get what you could experience back in the time, 30 years ago, maybe more, in a Countach.
Oh yes.
What you get is that kind of non-compromised sports car. And in this, you get the same years after, decades after, but it's reliable.
Yeah,
very reliable.
Far more
and you
reliable.
can use it, and it's not cracking your neck if there is anything on the car.
It is orange, though.
Yeah, of course.
So
it is.
I love orange. That's my favorite color on it. The only thing is, it may draw too much attention.
We would respect Ed Bolian for its Verde Draco.
Oh yes,
it's of course incredible, but I would say.
It's beautiful, but it's
orange,
very
right,
understated.
it?
Yeah, it's orange. Clearly, that's every Murcielago that wasn't orange was a mistake, with the exception of maybe the bright green one. Okay, he's looking at me like, Casey, don't say that. That's not true. Okay, for me though, but orange is the best color.
What should I say?
Oh right, what can you say? That one's his.
And I think they are brothers in completely every detail.
The interior, everything.
Every detail. Also the stitching.
Yours was originally delivered to Germany?
My car is with a toolkit you get from factory.
Oh, is it really? Or is this an extra?
No, I think it's not that much you get from factory.
No, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
Be careful, you're turning into a Porsche snob. All right,
the question I have all the time is when I see a toolkit, what should I do with that toolkit when the car is breaking down? There's
should you use it or not?
There is maybe
you can't do anything with
any
them.
belt. So you pay thousands of euros to rebuild anything on the engine or to fix a belt, and you should do it anywhere in the parking lot.
Yeah.
Freestyle.
No. That's crazy.
Yeah, but you get it from factory.
Yeah.
That toolkit.
Indeed.
Maybe to feel better.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Anything like that. Definitely.
Well, guys, so this is going to be the video for today. There's going to be some more. We're going to be driving. I've got my crazy Ray-Ban shades, so it's like POV of driving, and of course the 360 cam. We're gonna go down to Bavaria, so it's gonna be some beautiful things. So if you guys like travel and adventures in Germany and Bavaria and culture and all that jazz, we'll see. So the Casey Putsch Spirit Quest continues. If you came because you want to see douchebags doing burnouts and wrecking Murcielagos for views, that's not what I do. I'd like to think we actually have some substance and a soul.
Excited to start tomorrow.
We're gonna have fun.
Should we keep it like that? Maybe
with the wheels mismatch.
Yeah.
It's gonna. It looks like we're going drifting or something.
Okay.
And that's automotive figure skating. I like to go
that's
fast.
Not what we want to do.
All right, guys. I hope you all comment, of course, and subscribe. See you guys next time.